It's a very public and very embarrassing spat in a way between Chen Guangcheng, the prominent blind activist lawyer from China, and New York University, the private institution that took him in when he was allowed to leave China and retreat to the US, where he could continue out his activism work. You'll remember Chen Guangcheng, the lawyer, gained prominence here in China, Rosemary, for advocating for human rights here in China. He had that dramatic escape to the embassy, the US embassy here in Beijing, and was allowed to leave by Chinese authorities. Now, Chen is saying that New York University, or NYU, is pushing him out, saying that even from the early months of his stay here, that, quote, the Chinese communists have already begun to apply great pressure, unrelenting pressure on NYU, so much so that after we had been in the US just 3 to 4 months, NYU was already starting to discuss our departure with us. The allegations he's making really are insinuating that the university is buckling under pressure from the Chinese Communist Party. NYU, like several elite universities, has a presence here in China. In fact, they have a new campus in Shanghai. So he says he's being moved out. Again, a very public and embarrassing controversy between the lawyer and that university. Rosemary.
So, David, what does New York University have to say about these allegations?
Well, they say effectively that it's rubbish. They've put out a very strongly worded statement yesterday saying that these allegations are, quote, false and contradicted by the facts. They say that it was always going to be a one-year fellowship at NYU, that the lawyer has 2 attractive offers, that they've gone beyond the call of duty to help him and his family adjust to the difficult transition to New York. Let's have a quote here. It's Mr. Chen's fellowship at NYU and its conclusion have nothing to do with the Chinese government. All fellowships come to an end. So certainly it's a sort of he said, she said situation with Chen Guangcheng and New York University, but may raise some difficult questions about a U.S. university's relationship to China. It's an incredibly important relationship for some universities, and Chinese students are the biggest group of foreign students in the U.S. studying abroad. So, you know, this will certainly stir up debate, and I'm sure it's not the last we've heard of this controversy.
Most definitely. And just finally, David, where will Chen go from here?
Well, the university says that he has 2 attractive offers to him. They've also said that they've helped him gain a publishing deal to describe his dramatic experiences here in China. Also, it must be said that Chen hasn't been quiet during his stay in the U.S. He's accused the Chinese government of targeting the remainder of his family here in China and saying that the promises they made to look into his case, where he was in house arrest for many months in his province, he said that's just effectively been dropped. So certainly frustration from Chen with both his treatment in the U.S. and the lack of progress on his case here in China.